Obviously, there's a recruiting piece when you take over the program. To do that well and to identify the needs, you have to get to know your roster and really start developing relationships with your players off the field, and then also identify what is currently there on the roster. And those two things are extremely important when you're starting over or starting fresh at a program. This year's unique in that you're trying to do that for this first signing period, obviously. But there's still some time left here in January. So I think it's important that you identify what your roster is, who's graduating, some areas of specific need, immediate help that you have to bolster your depth at those positions, and go solidify those with some of the junior college kids. And then you look at today, you recalibrate where you're at and who's left, and then you push forward into January. I feel like we added some integral parts on the offensive side of the ball. In particular, we have 3 mid-year kids on that side of the ball that will be able to help us, a couple offensive linemen, and a position that's a position of need with a couple of kids graduating, and then the tight end position as well, able to fill that hole a little bit. On the defense side of the ball, I think we did a really good job of balancing it out, able to add key parts at all positions, and a couple of those kids are mid-year kids as well. So I think I talked about the environment. When they walk through the door every single day, what are you going to feel? What are you going to sense? What are you going to be a part of? And there's two things. Our coaching staff and our program is going to be about real relationships, things that are completely outside of the game of the football. Relationships that just don't last for 2 years if you're a junior college kid, or 4 years for a high school player, but are going to last and impact your life for the next 40 years. And we want a mentorship and a love when you walk into our building. The other thing is you're going to sense the competitiveness when you walk in. We're going to compete in everything that we do every single day. And so that environment is something that our coaches stand for and believe in, and certainly we as a program are going to be about. You look at the number of conference championships we've been able to win in the last 5 years, 2 appearances in New Year's 6 bowl games in that same time frame. This university, once you're able to get kids on campus, they understand the academic opportunity that they have, the highest student-athlete GPA of any public institution in the entire country, the success on the field. Those two things coupled together make this an easy product to sell. At the end of the day, I think it's about, recruiting to me is always about the kids that you do get. It's never about the kids that you don't get, and what those guys bring to your program and how they're going to impact you for the next 2 or 4 years. And I'm excited about some of the kids that we have been talking to that we know aren't signing until February. Already have plans on bringing those guys to campus, and those guys will be a big part of finishing up this 2018 class.